There is no such thing as a bad pun. You are listening to the sound of my voice. There is no such thing as a bad pun. When I snap my fingers at the count of 3.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Deep Magic. We have a guest today. I'm really excited to be continuing with season 2. Look at her and all of her beauty. We're excited to have her back as General Siri. I am, as always, your storyteller Spectre, and I'm going to kick us off with our introductions. So, MJ.
Hi, I'm MJ. I am a podcaster and writer. I am a member of the Certain Point of View Network, and you can find everything I do on certainpov.com. In this game, I play Gray, who is a Selkie who has no idea what they're doing half the time.
Rhea.
Hey, I'm Rhea. I've got nothing going on besides this game as per usual. And I play Neil, the knocker shit-talking blacksmith.
Velvet.
Greetings. Thank you for joining us. I'm Velvet Fair. I'm playing Lakoka, she, her. You can find me on the Stories of a Broken Sun and Flight Wisp podcasts, as well as a bunch of other TTRPGs that I can't name because time isn't real for me, so just follow me on the Bird app.
Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle C. Light. I am a storyteller, role player, and writer. I'm currently writing for the Battlelord series of tabletop RPG books. I'm also appear here. I'm also going to be making occasional guest appearance on Dead Reckoning, a D&D 5e pirate game, which would be airing the day after this recording, so 2 days in the past. Time magic. I play the Darlin Calamity. I also do stuff, a lot of stuff, shit ton of stuff. Follow me on the tweets at Michelle C. Light, where I vehemently butcher racists. And if you want to come to my TED Talk about dismantling white privilege, you need to PayPal me.
And Junie.
Hi, I'm Judy Varnish. You can find me anywhere on the internet, pretty much, part of the RPG table. And I'm playing right now Anuncia Kata, Master of Bats, who is now a battle-ready Slua. So pick a card. Any card.
It's the tower. We know it's the tower.
It's always the tower.
And finally, but not least, Rachel.
Hello, my name is Rachel Corky Shank. I am a podcaster, performer, general run around town with dumb projects and stuff. I have 2 podcasts. One is called The Infinity Podcast. The other is called Screen Snark, also part of the Certain Point of View Podcast Network. I pointed over to the side because MJ's actually over on this side of me. That doesn't make sense. The joke doesn't land. It's fine. I also stream right here on this beautiful platform. If you're watching this on Twitch, at Rachel_Corky. But if you just want to follow the entire train wreck that is my existence, hit me up on Twitter. Twitter at I am Rachel Quirky.
And as always, I'm Spectre, and you can find me on the Bird app as Spectre Elephant and pretty much anywhere else. And, you know, while you're here, go follow us on Twitter at Arc of the Dragon. If you've not caught up, go follow our YouTube at Archives of the Dragon. Our whole last season is there, including and also our Thirsty Sword lesbian one-shot, which I am incredibly proud of, and MJ was a part of, and it was wonderful, and I really enjoy that platform. So if you ever want to play that, hit me up, and I might do another one. Also, we will be playing a Scion one-shot for Valentine's Day because somebody showed me a bow with bees, and no one ever should do that.
Man, just
on
slap
that
those
bow.
boobies at people.
Yes, and Velvet also joined us on that wonderful Thirsty Sword lesbian one shot, and there were space fish. I'm just saying there were space fish. Anyway, we bring ourselves back to the Motley having gone into the lake to scream out all of their frustration at their current situation. They were awaiting, well, it feels like an audience because Siri is very busy right now with the army on the edge of her property all the time, but Siri normally would not be a person who you had to have like an agenda to see. It's just busy right now. Also, most meetings are taking place in the dreaming. I don't know if anyone has actually experienced the Freehold's dreaming space yet, but when you enter the dreaming to see the Freehold as it imagines itself to be, it isn't actually part of the land. It is an island that sinks and recedes into mist onto the lake continuously. And it is populated by small village-looking things, which seem to belong to certain kiths. So you can find the Pisky village, and you can find the Cluricon village, and the Eshu village. And it's not that there aren't any other kiths in those villages, but it's where they come together to decide what the clans want when they're part of the Autumn Rebels. It's an easy way to organize. It's an easy way for them to vote council members forward for Siri to discuss with. The seat of all of this is the not exactly larger, but just more space to deal with people central house on the island. It has all of the things that you would expect a wartime general to have. It has the armory, it has an interesting array of chimerical creatures to ride. Not all of them are land useful. Some of them are water bearing, given that the island itself is not attached to any land in the dreaming. The water beneath you is not clear like it is when you are in the real world. It is murky, and it's partially, you think, because the water belongs to someone else. It is someone else's freehold, and so therefore you are not granted permission to see down into what is there. Cadence has calmed down somewhat. She is still a little freaked out. She's still not willing to go back to her unseelie ways, but you come upon Siri feeling rather exhausted after all the negotiations that have gone on recently. And she is accompanied by a pirate-looking Selkie, so hence my named Liz. She's almost always with Siri. She's kind of like the second in command here. You have been able to get a little bit of information about Siri in the couple of months that has passed since you have claimed hospitality with her. Siri does actually hold a position in Laurel's court, but it's largely ceremonial. It is why Siri still holds a freehold within the land of Northern Ice. While she technically opposes Laurel, she opposes Laurel from a legal standpoint that is unassailable, and no one knows why, and no one explains that. It's just that she is useful to the resistance because of that. She is also House Scottish, and I need everybody to roll me, except Siri, an intelligence plus lore, please.
What was the ability?
Intelligence plus lore.
Lore, okay.
What's the DC?
It's just going to be a 6. It's just a straight informational call. Okay.
Would etiquette?
Yes, in your case, that would matter.
Cool. I love being able to explain, like, can I use firearms to discern this person? 1, 2, 3.
Many. Everybody so far except 3 is still enough to know all of this. House Scadach is a autumn she house. None of their members ever returned to Arcadia when the portal opened, and it's why they're largely trusted by the commoner kiths, because they never abandoned them to what was imagined to be the oncoming winter. The fact that the Arcadian she did return in the 90s is not well looked on by the commoner kiths in general, just because they turned up and went, please give us our freeholds back. And the commoner kiths went, y'all left us for unexplained reasons. Fuck you. So, but this House Scadach didn't, and it's why they're largely accepted. It also impacts their ability to use Sovereign, which you, Iris, because of your role, would know that. It's not something that they have an innate ability to use the way you do. So, you come upon, actually, Rachel, describe to me where Ciri does most of her business.
This is inside the land that fades in and out of. Okay, cool. So I guess I'm imagining like.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Who does understand? You know, like
Thank you, my Google.
whenever it comes down to it, who knows? That gave me time to stall. I would say like a large, like round table where sort of like meetings are held, you know, like I don't want to say a boardroom, but I also don't want to say like Daenerys's stronghold in like the last couple seasons of Game of Thrones, but I do want to say that very, very badly. It's what I want in my heart, and I know it's trash.
So say it, because this is what this place imagines itself to be, and you own it.
Perfect. It is straight up just like this like battlement space that's kind of been modernized a little. So instead of like an old-timey table, it's like a very nice like mahogany table that's probably from like Crate and Barrel or something, you know, like we're trying to zhuzh it up. Think like cottagecore meets boardroom.
So you all walk into this space, and Ciri is sitting in a chair, and Liz is sitting on top of a chair somewhere. She's very awkwardly like placed herself over things, somewhat like a cat, somewhat like just to prove she can lie over things she's not supposed to.
Like a queer person who doesn't know how to sit in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
And also,
redundant.
with no expectation that anybody is going to tell her anything other than, yeah, seems cool. Bye. They seem totally welcoming. There are some maps of the area around this that are marking Laurel's current positions, despite the fact that they seem mostly to be within Laurel's freeholds here. Also, the Duke that runs Ontario seems to have a larger than normal complement of soldiers currently housed within his freehold. So, but nobody's surprised by that, because you all know that, because Laurel's been after you for months. Anyways, and with that, I open the scene to you to ask questions of Ciri, to establish your place within this freehold, to pledge allegiance if that's what you want to do. You know, have at it.
Quick question: have I returned Ciri's sword?
Nope.
Well, that was on the list of things I wanted to do when I first got here.
True. I think it's a good moment to do that, actually.
I guess then that is one of the things that I want to do, but I feel like that shouldn't be the first thing that I do.
That's fair. Ciri, you know
that
that
cadence with us.
Ciri, you know that Laurel didn't move towards your freehold until she realized that this particular motley had run to you for comfort. So you also know that for some reason they're important. However, every time you've investigated them, they don't seem to have a whole lot going for them one way or the other.
Okay, cool.
We're shit tier.
That feels rude.
It's not that they...
Sorry.
It's just that they don't have the traditional trappings that would be of interest to Laurel. They're not they don't have high titles, they don't have high destinies that you're aware of, they weren't involved in any major battles, you don't have anybody who's got a remembrance of them in the dreaming doing anything important that anybody's aware of yet.
It's like the cast of Cats just showed up out of costume, and it was like, we're kind of a big deal, and you're just like, are you?
Exactly.
Why? But explain. Please explain.
And the world moves like they're a big deal, but the world doesn't seem to know why they're a big deal either.
World's struggling for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess as they all enter, like, oh yes, come in, have a seat. Are you finding your accommodations suitable? Welcome to this spot. It's great.
Liz from her perch goes, "You've multiplied. You have another one."
Oh.
We're like amoebas.
Is that how that works? Do you split? Can I see?
Not at the
No.
moment.
I keep asking.
Gotta pay money for that.
Someone, when I ask these questions, is going to say yes, and I'm going to hate everything after that.
There's a paywall, apparently.
Yeah, I said yes. I said you just gotta have to pay.
Ah. All right. She looks in her pockets and she comes up with a gold pirate coin, a half-eaten candy, and some lint, and she goes, "That's what I got."
How far is she from me?
I mean, if you've approached the table, she's somewhere along the table, so maximum distance is the table.
I mean,
Don't eat the candy. Don't eat the candy. No.
I'm not gonna eat
Nope.
the candy, but I do want to get close enough to snatch the coin with my tongue, because I always wanted a pirate coin, and I don't know when I'm gonna get another chance.
Can't argue with that.
What does she have in her hand?
A pirate coin
And some lint.
and some candy.
I mean, listen, if I snag the candy
Happy.
along with the coin, I'm not gonna complain. But
If you attempt to snatch the coin, roll me a dexterity and athletics.
Isn't your tongue split so you could just say, yeah, we're partially in half? Sorry.
How many?
that's 8.
Okay. You manage to snag the coin just as she flickers out and ends up sitting on top of the light fixture in the room. So you have the coin and she looks down at you and goes, "Shit. It's cursed, you know."
Oh, dope! I like difficulty multipliers. Got more?
Even better.
He goes, "Guess you're gonna have to find out what it does yourself."
All right, I'm gonna. How do I tell if she's bullshitting?
Good question.
Yeah, can I roll detect bullshit?
Yeah,
Why doesn't detect bullshit just a straight roll that we all understand? I don't understand this.
like perception, empathy,
Yeah,
Or
that's
or
what it
intelligence,
was.
empathy.
Perception, empathy. It's not intelligence. You don't know enough about her to know her.
And what would the DC be?
Let me find out.
How much do you love us?
Again, let me find
And then
out.
subtract that from 10.
DC 8.
Oh, so you only love us 2.
I only love you 2. But I don't dislike you 1, which could have been an answer here.
5, surprisingly.
I rolled 4.
It's going to be.
And Iris is gonna look at Neil and just go, "Should we tell her?" On one hand,
All right, if she gives you back if she gives you back the coin, will you not curse it?
He goes, "Nah, it's too much fun now."
Sucks to suck.
I have no.
yeah, I
regrets.
mean at this point, Lakota, it's well earned.
Yeah.
I mean, if a pirate coin isn't cursed, is it worth having?
yes, they're worth money.
Liz is like, I I like the red cap. I mean, it stole my coin. She stole my coin, but you know, hey.
I mean, if you can't hold on to it, you don't deserve to keep it.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be friends. I can tell.
You know, Lakoka's last friend just disappeared.
Goes cool.
Okay. Now that we've gotten full disclosure out of the way, you two can be friends.
Sorry, Siri. I didn't mean to like hijack this. Did you have shit you wanted to say, or can I keep bothering? Looks at Lakoka, goes, I should ask your name. What's your name? I'm Liz, by the way.
Coca.
Can I keep bothering Lakoka, or did you want to do something?
Well, now that you're here, and now that we bring it up, and now that we are safely in the dreaming, I have to ask, and please pardon my being candid, but what did you do to Laurel?
It's complicated.
Literally nothing. We did nothing.
Oh,
Well, that's no.
we didn't do
no.
nothing. I love this.
We kind of fucked up.
We didn't instigate
Sort of.
anything.
We
thought we
didn't-
were doing the right thing.
Yeah.
We were under a contract.
We basically were told to steal the cup at the Royal Riot,
die.
or get super dead. And so one path led us to probably not dying, and one path led us to absolutely getting murdered. And well, turns out Queen Laurel is possessive. What a bitch.
It's not all she is.
In fairness, Siri, you're aware of this cup. It's the cup that's handed out to the champions at the end. You actually were trying to steal it yourself.
I was trying
gonna
to get it.
does she remember me like charging at her when we were taking the cup?
Yep. It's the thing you wanted too. Why this group would want it, you're not certain, but you did see them at that time because they ran away with the cup. And your sword.
This is probably the right moment. Well, it just felt like a narratively wrong moment to be like, hi, here's your sword. So now that we have set the scene, Gray will have brought the sword with them and will then be like, speaking of the riot, I have something that belongs to you. And Gray hands it over.
It shatters.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Just in
What happened?
100 pieces.
What happened? What's going on? I hear something breaking.
I literally did not do anything to it.
Who broke what?
The sword just shattered, which is really hard for a sword to do.
How did the sword shatter?
That's a great question.
I'm glad.
I want to take a look at the sword and figure out why it shattered.
I try to give it back. I try to do the right thing.
It's the pirate curse. Everything is breaking.
It's like it was hit with a lot of hot and a lot of cold at exactly the same time.
Makes it sound really abruptly. It's like I did the
It's okay.
good.
It also, if everybody wants to roll a wits and kenning, please.
Is it 2d6?
It's D10s.
D10s, thank you.
D10s, and
Aha.
you have like 8, I think. I'll pull your sheet.
If when Anne starts to hear Gray kind of start stuttering, Anne will just gently try and find her way over to Gray and start rubbing her back.
Yep. The DC for this is an 8, guys. You are in the dreaming, and this is something that has been magically impacted.
I have a singular
4.
success.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
I know
lost
many
one of my
things.
dice.
I rolled 2 10s and a 9.
Lakoka, this is some bullshit.
Which,
It's some bullshit. You're pretty aware somebody did some bullshit, but who did some bullshit, you don't know.
I'm convinced it's a pirate curse, and now I'm afraid that like my weapons will break too.
Exactly.
I just know it wasn't me.
For those of you with 3 and above, you are aware that this is probably some sort of time trigger that's gone off. So something someone else has an interest in this sword moving possession. For those of you with 5 and above, it is a time trigger. So somebody's used Chronos on it. It is a combination of winter and paretics that has happened to it, but you're not really certain if Gray picked it up, if it wouldn't reassemble.
Hey, Gray, you want to do me a favor?
I guess.
Do you mind just picking up the handle for me?
Try it again.
Okay.
Come on,
So-
you can do it.
So Gray picks up the hilt of the sword.
Okay. Time rewinds, and you're about to hand the sword to Ciri again, but only Gray remembers what happened.
Gray does a head tilt, looking at the sword.
Gray, is something wrong?
I have to do something for science. Ciri, take this.
The sword shatters.
Wait.
Yeah, okay. Nobody explained to me what happened, so Gray is just like, still confused.
Do our
Yep.
same rules apply, or do we have
Yes.
to re-roll?
If same rules apply, everybody, if Gray does not give you any further information, you'll all do the same thing that exactly happened a minute ago. Gray goes and picks up the
Hey.
sword.
Hey,
Time
Gray, you want
rewinds.
to pick up the handle for me?
That's
Before I pick
four.
up the handle for you.
Huh?
Before I do that, I already picked up the handle, and then time rewound, and it was put back together.
Oh, this is a Chronos trigger.
Oh no.
I'm a
That's
little.
fucked.
I know on a scale of 1 to 5, I know a 1, like in Chronos.
Well, that explains why I pulled this.
What did you pull?
The Ace of Swords.
Yeah.
Breakthrough, clarity, and determination.
Ciri, this is actually a relevant, this is a thing that really could be happening here. Of course, you don't remember it happening, so it's
Yeah.
hard to, know for certain, but also it's not the weirdest explanation you've ever heard.
Yeah.
It looks like
Is there a way we can test this?
it's a combination of winter and Chronos. It's
And Pyro.
it doesn't want to be transferred. That must be the trigger.
Hmm.
So the whole time I won an animal familiar. What I really got was an inanimate object familiar.
Yes.
Does it talk?
God, I hope not.
It's shattered right now, so it doesn't do anything.
Pre-shattering also did not talk.
I
Just
could,
so we're aware.
I could whisper to it and see.
Okay.
It's
I
probably
do.
just gonna scream at you. Oh God, I'm broken. Please, somebody fix me.
But I've been working on Primal.
Mhm.
I can whisper to it if you like.
It'll probably scream at you.
Wait.
God, I'm broken.
Wait. Proposal. Then Ciri takes up a notebook and starts tearing out sheets and handing them around, and then handing out pens that you boardrooms have. They have pens. It's like everyone write on your piece of paper. We're in a time travel loop, and hold them, and then Gray, do what you were gonna do when it rewound.
I don't know.
I
if this
don't
will- I don't think
I
this
think
will
that
work.
will work.
Hypothetically, you could give Gray the pieces of paper with your handwriting on it.
Yes.
Well, I can't see, so it wouldn't apply to me.
Annunciatori,
Spectre.
you absolutely can use Primal to do this. Sorry, Velvet.
No, I was gonna say if that doesn't work, would I forget what it's called, but would Dragon's Ire be able to help hold it together?
Yes, but only before Gray handed it over. And the problem is, if time rewinds again, you won't remember it's going to fall
Oh.
apart.
Unless you write that on your note and give it to me.
Right. I mean, currently, yes, the pieces, you could reinforce the pieces, but it's still broken.
I do have a prop of 2.
Okay. You should be-
I don't know if you need me to roll. Or...
I am pulling that up for you right now. It's so nice to have my book. I'm so excited. Sorry, it's so much easier.
You'll have to link me where you got it.
Okay.
The drive-through RPG has it on.
Yeah. It
I
took.
can talk to it,
Mhm.
and then as it speaks to me, I will tell you, and somebody can write it down.
Okay. Yeah, if you will roll your primal plus your glamour plus your prop for this, because you don't really need much seeing to do it because it's one object.
Oh, man, why is it so hot in the dreaming?
As you say that, a blast of cold air just like smacks you in the face.
Oh, just
Is the
keep
DC
doing
normal?
that.
Yeah, DC's normal. Actually, it's 1 less than normal. It's 5 here because you're in the dreaming, so you have more control over it, and it's not resisting you.
I got a 6.
Perfect. It definitely can speak to you now, but I need to know what you say to it and know what it says to you. It does have that very kind of
Okay.
vibe.
Quiet down. I need to know what happened to you.
I was just vibing, and then all of a sudden it was hot, and then it was cold, and then I was dead. Or sort of.
Did anyone touch you or do any spells to you?
Yes. Like 700 times over my lifetime. I'm gonna need you to be more specific.
Absolutely. Anything within the past year?
No.
Anything in the past 2 years?
It goes, I'm gonna forestall your questions a bit. It's been like, well, I don't actually know how much time it's been, but like, I think if I counted it in like mortal years, the last time somebody enchanted me was like 500 years ago.
Ah, I see. All right. Thank you. That's a good timing. Has anyone spoken to you recently?
It was,
Within a year?
well, I mean, every time like I get a good cleaning and a good polish, like the knockers out here are great. They do wonderful things for me, and they're real sweary, but they do a great job.
Knockers are a little sweary. That is normal. It's the way they are. Okay. Anything unusual happened to you in the past year?
I got a new mom.
What do you mean you got a new mom?
I mean, I used to live with like with the one with the red hair and the flowy thing, and then I got the one with the blue hair.
Oh
I
no,
think
the
I
sword
was-
guy.
Onward.
Uh,
So you're telling me you switched moms.
yes.
So you no longer belong to the fiery woman.
I guess so.
So if you are given back to her, you shatter.
That seems to be what happened. Yeah.
Right. Can we pause this conversation for just another minute so I can tell
Okay.
everyone?
I'm
I will.
getting tired anyway. I'm
Right.
tired. I hurt. Good night.
Yeah. Good night. Okay, kids, you ready for the deep down, low down?
I don't know if I am.
If you're nodding, I can't see it.
We're ready.
Sure, why the fuck not?
So apparently, Siri, I apologize, but you are no longer its mom. The mom's transferred now to Gray. And it seems that if Gray gives you the sword then shatters.
It's mom?
I don't know if I'm ready for that responsibility.
That's what it said.
I mean, if it shatters, doesn't that make it a baby shower?
Well, it did say it was very painful, it hurt, and apparently it didn't like it. I wouldn't have liked it either.
Neither would I.
And it's about the last time anything has ever actually happened to it was 500 years ago. So there has been no magic in the past several years. If you guys are making faces, I cannot see you again. I reiterate, I am blind. So if you are going to pose a question, please pose a question in a verbal manner in which I can hear. Thank you. I appreciate your assistance. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Spectre, could I try to figure out what the enchantment on it is that is making it do that?
I was about to ask,
Yes.
how old am I? Was I around
Old.
when that spell happened? Do I know what that spell was 500 years ago? Does it matter?
You are definitely old enough to have been around. Then you definitely have enough remembrance to also, whether you had been around in this reincarnation or not, to technically have remembered what happened to you. However, you have no remembrance of a spell put on your sword. Thanks.
With my knowledge of Chronos and Primal, could I and my knowledge that I know that this is a combination of both Winter and Chronos and the trigger, can I roll a check to try to put the puzzle pieces together in my beehive brain?
Absolutely.
Great, this is gonna be awful.
What was the sword in my possession 500 years ago, or do I
Yes.
know it was in mine?
As far as you're aware, this is an heirloom of yours. You have been
of my reincarnations.
Yes, it's something that you've had, at least that you have memories of since the dreaming, since like way back in the day when you were not in a mortal body.
What would you like me to roll?
I would like you to roll an intelligence of some kind. I actually would like you to roll your Chronos and your investigation. And your DC is going to be a 6. Actually, it's going to be a 5. Because
this is wonderful. I get to have my big brain moment.
you do.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Many. Lots of successes. What looks like is that whether or not what happened 500 years ago to it was the spell or not, this particular sword had a trigger for a certain event in history. And obviously the event was passing into Gray's possession.
Oh, this was planned.
Oh no.
Oh, Gray, what did you do?
Fuck.
What do I know?
That's why I got the
This
Ace of Swords.
is so fascinating. The trigger to innate the spell isn't the passing of it. The original trigger is Gray.
I don't care for that shit at all.
Sword is the original trigger.
Fuck this bullshit.
And it was declared 500 years ago?
Apparently, it could have been more than 500 years ago. That spell cast 500 years ago could have been completely irrelevant.
I mean, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Oh, you're wonderful.
But how does that work?
So, okay.
No, I understand.
I was about to say I'm normally not the smart one, but I don't really like having Gray slap me today.
You are the smart one.
She's
Don't
gonna
start with me.
It's gonna slap you. Just
Sari,
gently take it.
time is meaningless once you hit the dreaming. So what the sword remembers is the passage of time. Could be any amount of time, because you can slow down and speed up the passage of mortal lives if you really fucking want to, personally.
But I can?
Yes.
Damn. Damn. Well,
So
shit.
So to explain it, this spell was cast with the foreknowledge of Gray.
Oh
The
my.
trigger is Gray receiving the sword, and Gray relinquishing it shatters it.
I can't fix that.
Well, Gray, you're a new mommy.
And
Congratulations.
you know what's gonna suck? I'm not even going to remember this moment when she grabs the handle again.
I mean, if we write it all down.
Well, I can't write. Somebody tell me they're writing all of the shit we are saying down.
I'll be writing it down.
I'm going to be
Thank
a terrible
you.
person.
I think it should be Siri who writes everything out because I feel that Siri will need to see writing in their own hand.
To believe it.
Yes, I would like to say that given the propensity of us forgetting everything, the amount of awkward if one of you explains that the sword that has been soulbound to me for
As far as you remember.
possibly eons is now Gray's sword.
Because someone else interfered.
Yes.
It's gonna excuse me.
Liz,
Siri just starts writing, just like
Liz is
Also,
still
Siri,
hanging from the light fixture.
may I
because-
ask what your preferred prefix is? Is it do you have a title? Do I just call you Siri? I want to be nice and formal.
Better than calling you Apple.
Better than calling
Well,
you Apple.
If she wanted a fucking title, she could have asked for a fucking title.
She has
We've
a
just
fucking
been calling
title,
her
she just
Siri.
doesn't use it.
yeah. I technically I'm a general, but it feels weird to be general all the time. Siri's cool. Also, again, that sword we're gonna forget. So
And we're gonna forget this awkwardness ever happened.
Liz
Ding,
hanging
ding.
from the ceiling goes, you know, if we just leave it broken on the table, we have an indefinite reset button.
You're not wrong.
Oh, that's just,
We might need it.
that's not a
just
bad
call
idea.
me Cher.
She goes, I'm not saying that's a good
No,
idea.
I will
I'm,
not call you Cher.
I'm just
I think that's a
saying
good idea.
Turn
this
back.
spell is powerful enough apparently to just reset to where it was whole entirely, which isn't uncomfortable or weird or anything.
Whoever did this
knew we were gonna die.
What?
You're not wrong.
whoever did this
Perfect
this to-
recent.
did this to permanently bind the sword almost to Gray.
But at the same time, if we fuck up some way or another, and we fuck up hard, then guess what, kids? You have a reset button to bring everything back to and try it over again. Look
Liz
at
goes,
him
I don't want
swear.
to try that. I don't want to try that.
Checkpoints are for
bad.
punks. We're doing this on Iron Man.
Can
No,
I,
no. So
I-
actually, here's not a bad idea. We give the sword. We have Gray. We write all of this information down. We give it to Gray. Gray resets time. We then have this same sort of discussion again, and then Then they try to give away the sword. So that way, we all are aware of this conversation that we're having, and so when we go back in time,
we'll remember.
we don't have to have this whole fucking conversation again every single time.
Listen, I don't know how familiar you all are with the video games. This is called a dirty save. I just want it to be made abundantly
I thought the
clear.
phrase was save scumming.
I heard there's water by us, so if you feel like it's dirty, we can always wash ourselves.
We've got a
Sis.
lake nearby.
I don't know much about video games. I'm sorry. It was supposed to be a joke.
It's okay. Just finding some levity in my sword, thinking that I am its mom, and also breaking up with me. In
It didn't.
Oh, I believe the
In a
phrase
literal
is
way, it's very
emancipation.
Emancipated itself,
just-
yeah.
It gently just was transferred. It wasn't. It didn't want it to. It happened. It's kind of like
It was sword
one of
protection
those.
services.
No one
Can I
involved
make you a
consented
new
to the
sword?
process.
listen, it's fine. It's fine.
I feel like
fine.
it's not fine.
In fairness, also, I'm going to add to this, with enough time and enough possibly ritual-esque type casting with Chronos, you might be able to reverse whatever spell was put on it, but you'd have to know what it was
Yeah.
to do that.
And it seems that we have a broken sword in a dreaming. Kind of have unlimited time here, but what we don't have is an ultimate failsafe for Laurel's army that I don't know if y'all recall, is outside my borders. So
We're quite aware of it. Hence, I can't say it's a failsafe right now, broken.
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, I thought we'd address Cadence before any of this happened, but
Cadence actually pipes up and goes, so I feel like I have relevant information, but I'm not sure if I should tell you guys because I feel like we're about to reset time again, which feels weird.
Just write it down. Write everything down.
Okay, well, let's add this to the complication. So, hi, I'm Cadence. I'm a Pisky. Hi. Yeah. So my entire freehold just like got sapped of glamour, like all of it. It's now like a center of banality. It's scary as fuck. All my friends are, well, you know the expression scared straight? I'm scared Sealy, okay? Like, I was unseelie. My friends were unseelie. We're okay with things that go bump in the night because we are the things that go bump in the night. Hi. However, yeah, no, I've never been in a place with no glamour, zero glamour, no access to the dreaming.
then Cadence did a hop, skip, and a jump and wound up in our cottage.
Where then I yelled, and apparently my eyes turned gold.
That also happened.
I thought it was
We've
a
had
wolf.
a fucking day today, haven't we?
Yeah, can you believe it's only, it feels...
It's not even noon yet. Who's up for
We've repeated some of it too, some number of times. How many times have we done this?
Yeah,
Wait,
Gray,
what?
how many times have we had this conversation?
I
Only
don't know.
once.
Oh,
I
okay.
took my
alright.
piece of paper and tore it into bits, and I'm leaving myself like memento-style notes in a circle around me.
That's not gonna work.
Those notes are going to disappear.
Oh,
Haven't
shit.
you ever? Yeah, haven't you ever fucking seen a time travel movie?
No.
No, because time is weird.
I can't.
Hate
It's a
time
fucking
travel.
movie.
This is my favorite thing that introducing
fair- our
y'all
lives
to a
are fucking
time loop
movies.
has just like melted everything.
Okay.
Are we going to like? Well, if only I should get to hear that time bathtub movie. If we're doing movie night.
Hot Tub Time Machine?
what's up,
Or
Time
we
Machine?
we could just watch Rocky Horror and just...
No.
No, no,
No.
no.
Why
no,
are we jumping
fuck,
to
no.
the left?
Take a step to the right.
We should just
I'm
binge
not
watch
putting
Timeless.
hands on my
It's
head.
some of the
Or somebody else's.
Has anybody checked to see if time is going on outside of the dreaming or if this is localized to this room or...
Liz goes, I'll go.
Thank
I'll
you,
go.
Liz.
That sounds like fun.
I only did the experiment once.
Liz
Alright, so we
goes,
can do the experiment again.
opens the
Oh,
door
Lord.
to the meeting room, tries to walk outside, gets thrown to the other side of the room. It's like, think time's just fine out there.
Are you okay?
That seems bad.
What just
Yeah, that didn't seem
happened?
right.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what doors are supposed to do, Liz. You know this.
What happened?
I'm gonna try it.
Oh, we're in a time bubble.
Yeah.
Hold
We're
on.
doing a
Time.
bottle episode.
Lakoka, you go to the door, which is now open. The door is not like closed or anything. You try.
No,
to
I don't
walk-
just go to it. Now that I know that the door is aggressive, I'm gonna take a running start and just like shoulder it.
Okay,
Fight the
roll me a strength plus athletics, please.
Give me a minute. It's a big pool.
I know.
I hope that the more dice you roll and the more successes you get, the further back you'll be thrown.
No, I want it to be a Looney Tunes painted thing. Like it looks like it's outside. And you just...
What if we just went slowly to the wall, the thing, and tried to gently push through?
What happens if I throw a rock?
But then that means
I will.
force.
I will wait for Lakoka to do.
That's 8.
her- Okay, Lakoka, you run at the door like you are gonna go. In the mortal world, this door would have a U-shaped hole in it. You know this for certain. You hit the door and then you ping pong across the room. All because you have exerted enough force to hit the other wall and go back. So the rest of you just watch Lakoka round and round the room. Bang, bang, bang. Please take damage, Lakoka. You
Okay.
have run yourself into the wall.
What is this noise?
That's what
Lakoka's
happens.
a pinball.
Lakoka has
getting
such
the high
terminal
score.
velocity.
That's why you're supposed to softly, slowly open the door. Does anyone not understand how
We-
this works?
We tried that. Then Lakoka did what Lakoka does, which is something stupid. And I'm going to just like try to gently toss a rock, or like if I can get a stick, I want to see if I can poke the stick through.
You just like Siri hands you one of the pins from the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no, it's not nature in here. There's pens.
Yeah, like a pen. Yeah, whatever. I
We have
was just
technology.
saying rock because like I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what popped into my head.
Throwing a pen at the door just makes it kind of like drop,
Okay.
right? Sorry, 1 second, Michelle. Cadence flicker flashes into where Lakoka is, and you get hit by like an immovable force, and you both drop to the ground. And Cadence goes, "Ow!"
I'm assuming you tried to jump out of here.
Cadence goes, "No, I was just trying to catch her. I was afraid she'd get more damage."
I'm indestructible.
And
Also,
none of us
door
thought
won't
of
budge.
that. Maybe we're not all as good friends as I thought.
Oh no, this is just a life lesson that Lakoka's gonna forget.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, currently you've taken damage, but at the moment you seem to be trapped in a time bubble here with this broken sword.
And just tries to the door and screams at it very softly, as all Slua do. Just screams.
The door screams back. It doesn't know what's going on.
Open.
May I roll another one of those beehive brain moments to try to understand the time bubble?
Sure. Absolutely.
Also, all I can think about is the time knife, Lakoka. We've all seen it.
Roll for B brain.
Is it gonna be the same roll as last time?
Yep.
Two, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Whatever this is has some sort of time component that has a scene component that is limited to the room it's in. So,
Oh,
So-
there's a dash of scene in here. It's a really interesting. It's a
It's a
really
recipe.
art and
Right.
realm.
you're not certain because you can't see the outside, like you don't know what's happening outside, but you're gonna guess
Mhm.
that time's frozen out here. So until the sword has some sort of action taken on it, the room will be frozen in discussion.
Okay. So understanding the flavor of this spell. It's Kronos with a dash of winter, a little bit of scene, and a giant ball of time.
Fire.
And there's fire in here too. It's a little spicy.
Delicious.
So with my understanding of the arts and the realms, it's localized here. It's not a giant world reset button. It is a room-sized reset button. Though, given enough time, I could make it bigger.
What happens if we do this outside?
It would be localized to about a room-sized bubble.
So okay, all right.
It's easier for me to say in increment of room.
Siri, as far as you're aware, this is either a very powerful changeling or several working in tandem on this.
On the time loop and the sword and everything.
Yeah. So whatever happened to the sword, the spell is either somebody super powerful who was like this, or 7 people who got around and went, "We have a plan."
Oh yeah, that's my understanding of this magic. I believe the phrase is "Welcome to my TED Talk."
Good job.
Thank you. All right. I think our plan of action, if you all agree, is chronicling what we have discovered here
Mhm.
as an insurance policy. What we should do is allow Gray to reset the time loop,
Yes.
try and elucidate all of this information to one another as best we can. You know that this sword is a child, and I have been its mother. It's really so. That one's the one it's not losing the sword. It's that one.
You don't have to remember that part.
It's true. I don't. Maybe we could like strike the mom part from the record.
Yeah. If that makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sadly, Gray has to
Wait.
remember that.
And drew a card.
Fuck.
It means reset, observation. They might be watching us right now to see how we act, work together, and then see how we will handle future issues.
Should I do
Again,
it?
I don't
If that's
care for
accurate,
that.
is there some sort of scrying on the sword?
Gray, you have remembrance, don't you?
I do have remembrance. Thank you for remembering.
Hey.
This is actually pertinent to you and what you might have lived in your life as a changeling in Arcadia before the whole mortal sundering thing ever happened. Siri, you also have it. You have about 4 dots of it. So, Siri, you have an 8 dot pool, and Gray, you have your intelligence plus your remembrance here.
Is there any way Anne can do omen on the sword?
Yes, absolutely. You can do
Oh,
omen on the
man.
sword. We're just gonna get everything out of the way here.
Can I check for that
How about
example with Gray Mare?
You can roll your gray mare. Yes, it's
Um,
still an intelligence check though.
What's the DC for what I'm rolling?
Yours is it's the base 6 because
Okay, good.
it's your memory here.
So I got 4 successes.
Okay. Let's see. Also, 10s count as 2, Rachel.
They count as 2 successes.
Oh, cool. Got it. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I looked at the face and I'm like, am I reading it correctly?
That's 4 on the Gray Mare.
Okay. You are aware it's tied. Whatever type of spell is, I'm going to go with Lakoka because it's less specific. Whatever type of spell is this is tied to the history of the people associated with it. So the spell had to have some sort of understanding of the people who were going to possess the sword when it was enchanted.
It's a baggage spell.
Gray, when you rolled your remembrance, you get tossed back into a similar scene where you are standing by Anil's changeling form, and Anil is crafting something in the fire, and it looks like this sword. And Anil is saying something like, well, I know you want this in a hurry, and I know you have someone who's asked you to do this, but like I don't think this is a good idea, but I'll still do it because it's you. And in the back of your brain, you know you're going to steal the sword away. And then the memory disappears. Siri, did you roll for yours?
I didn't. How many am I supposed to roll?
8 dice.
Thank you.
I got an 8 crit for omen.
Okay.
Anything more than what is a success?
Anything more than a 6 is a success because it's your own history you're remembering.
Cool. So 2, 3, 4.
So Anne, as you look at this with your omen, and you going to get a closely guarded secret about this particular sword. This sword was designed to open a path between the dreaming and the mortal world, but it's trigger conditional. And I don't mean the near dreaming, I mean it opens it up into Arcadia.
5 successes.
Okay. In your memory, you remember commissioning this sword.
Mm-hmm.
You remember an order from someone who was not a changeling to commission this sword. You remember being tasked with guarding it. It was in your bloodline to do so. But it doesn't say you were tasked with using it.
Cool. Just I was the steward of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that this one was an open portal. It could open between the world and Arcadia, not just a dreaming, correct?
Right. But again, it's trigger conditional, so you don't know what the trigger is. But apparently, this sword can open a door into Arcadia, which is alarming. And I think I'm going to let everybody take a break here because it is 9 o'clock. And we will be back in 10 minutes.
Thank you, 10.
You guys. Hi, everyone, and welcome back. After that break, we're going to get it started with everybody deciding what to do about the time bubble they have found themselves in. So, they have given a lot of information about what they think is going to happen. They have written down the things they have learned. And now, is Gray going to take that and pick up the handle again, or are we going to continue our discussion?
Anne's actually going to really quickly take Gray and whisper into her ear. She's going to say, Gray, the door opens a portal to Arcadia.
The door?
The sword.
Ooh.
And it's on it's some trigger conditioning. I don't know. I just know that it can open up not to the dreaming, but to Arcadia itself. So before you pick up that hilt, because I know I won't remember this afterwards, you can open up the door to Arcadia with that sword in
Huh.
some way or another.
Gray, as Annunciacata says this to you, you get hit by the other words I sent you.
I had a feeling. And Gray says to Annunciacata, the answer lies in madness.
Aren't we all mad here?
No, yes, probably.
You're gonna
But also-
remember this. I won't.
Do you want to remember it? I will tell it to you. Because I don't think I can handle that knowledge by myself.
I know you're a new mommy, and congratulations of the sword.
Stop saying that.
It said it. I did not.
A question. Did Gray and Anil ever share their like past life history together, or did they share that it was relevant to the sword type thing?
Nope.
Okay.
No. It just never came up.
Yeah, like Gray and Neil have had that conversation in their past, in our future, I guess, because we haven't recorded the episode. But
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey bubble.
yeah.
Yes.
But Anil would not have shared it with the group.
Right.
Anil has feelings.
And also, as far as Gray is aware, not everything has connected in a way that everybody else needs to know quite yet. So, like, Gray now knows that whatever happened between them and Anil in the past might have, like, it's starting to come together for Gray, but not enough for them to feel confident enough to bring it to everybody else. So, Gray would not tell anyone the things that they've seen recently as a result. Okay. So I said my thing to Annunciacata. If
I do want to remember.
And I will tell you, I promise.
I appreciate it.
Are we ready?
Gray, do you reach for the hilt now?
I take all of the notes and I cling to them. And then I reach for the hilt.
Before you reach, if the notes don't stay, you're our chronicler. Are you gonna be okay with that?
Yeah, I guess. If the notes don't stay, then I need something that I can say to you so you know that I am not bullshitting you. Because imagine if I'm about to give you the sword and then suddenly I don't have notes. I am like, actually.
Right. Yeah. Geez. Oh,
Just
man.
a secret word, like pumpernickel or something.
Something only you would know.
Iris is going to lean in to Gray's ear, and she's going to just whisper one word. And that word is going to be Lynette.
Okay.
Does Sari have a word?
I got something from Iris.
And she's like, do not say it to anyone else.
I promise.
Gray, I trust you. I know you won't bullshit me. So, I believe your word.
Okay. I am not overly concerned with my found family. It is the general, who I don't want to think that I'm stealing their sword.
Vector, could I try to fortify it? Or would I know enough about the enchantment to know that like it wouldn't do anything?
You could try to fortify it, but as stated, since it's already broken, you'll just be fortifying the pieces of the...
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Afterwards, you could attempt to fortify it, but currently it's not the most helpful thing you could be doing.
All right. How off script can I go with this? Can I be as esoteric as I want to? Can I build my own personal life and story person? I love it. I just don't want to break your game, and I won't break your game with this. I just wanted to pepper something interesting in,
Feel
and
free.
just go with it. Gray, when time reverses and you remember all of this, and you need to let me know that the path of the sword is the path that lies with you, just tell me Abraham never left.
Okay.
And then do you reach for the hilt of the sword?
Yes.
Okay. Reaching for the hilt of the sword, all of it seems to pass before your eyes again. You hear the conversations in reverse, which is a bit like babble as it goes by. Nobody else hears it or remembers it. And the sword is whole again in your hand. You have most of the notes. The stuff that stayed mostly like against you is with you. And now everyone else sees Gray holding the sword and holding a bunch of pieces of paper that they didn't have before.
Okay. So Gray does like this kind of like pull back, hands the notes over to Siri, and says, Abraham never left.
What did you just say?
Abraham never left.
Who the fuck are you?
I ask myself that question on a daily basis.
I thought we established that that was Gray.
Yes. Read the notes. And then Gray then recaps everything. Star wipe, everyone's caught up.
Right.
Fuck.
Except for two things. Gray did not say Lynette because I don't think Gray needs to, unless Iris gives some indication that she needs convincing.
Iris is just like, I don't like to dissect a soup like that? Really?
Lakoka, anything you had around you that you were trying to give yourself notes on what happened, it's gone. Everything seems exactly the way it was when Gray was gonna hand over the sword.
Did Lakoka suffer double the damage from being ping pong balled twice?
What damage?
No, no
Lakoka's-
damage.
Lakoka's never had any damage done to them.
And also, Gray does not repeat what Annunciata told them about the sword's purpose, and will wait until Annunciata and Gray can be alone to tell.
So this is Kronos, winter, flame, scene, time, hodgepodge, as they say.
Gray's just holding the sword like this, like.
Liz gets up and goes, I'm gonna, if this is all true, I'm just gonna, and she gets down from the light fixture she's hanging on currently and walks the door and walks out and goes, well, I'm fine.
Okay. So
Time bubble burst.
it would make sense for a spell like that. It's just I feel like my beehive's getting a headache.
Are you okay?
Your
girl?
beehive did a lot of work, so understandably.
You
You had some good revelations.
see, do I call you Siri? Do I call you what is your preferred like prefix?
Well,
We've been through this already, and I don't want to do this again. So Siri prefers just being called Siri.
yes, I technically am the general of the autumn.
See you again.
As
It didn't feel right if I didn't say it though. You know when you know you just gotta like get the thing out.
I mean, like, I used to be Lady Iris, but I'm not Lady anymore, and it feels weird.
You're still a lady to me.
Gray, I do apologize if I repeat myself at all in this.
Yeah, well. It'd be like that sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes, I guess. I think that I am starting to understand the significance of the lot of you.
At least someone is.
Yeah, no,
mind telling us?
We've been told that we've been insignificant since we all met each other.
And my response to that was, fuck that noise.
I mean, I thought I was something.
You are something. You're everything.
No, I'm literally nothing now. I renounced my...
That makes you a rebel and a badass.
I don't know.
Fuck the courts. Who fucking cares? Like, people have existed and been important long before the courts existed and will exist long after the courts as we know them are gone and faded into dust.
Point of order.
The courts always existed.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck. I knew I was as soon as the words left my mouth, I'm like, this is wrong, but I don't know anymore. I'm sorry.
Know that, but you do. This bullshit's been going on a long time.
Yeah, the courts have been going on longer than I can recall, even.
Well, it would be like there would be a time before the courts, right? Like, the courts didn't just appear into existence along with the rest of existence.
Siri, you don't know. As far as you're aware, they did.
The courts did exist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
again, think of the changeling courts, particularly for series edification. This is something you would know pretty well because you are a general that can oppose Laurel. Changeling lore is such that changelings are what the imagination of mortals are to some extent, and it's a bit of a chicken and egg problem. Was the imagination the thing that sprung the mortals, or was the mortals the thing that sprung the imagination? No one really knows.
Did a chicken have an imaginative thought at one point? Who can tell?
Exactly.
I can't.
What
about an egg?
As you are all standing there, there is a soft singing that starts permeating the entire island. It's not something that if you move, you can stop hearing. This is not usual, Siri. It's not something that happens regularly. It goes, she is not dead, she has no grave, but lives beneath the low Corrib's water. And in the murmur of each wave, methinks I catch the songs I taught her. Thus many evening by its shore sat Cormac raving wild and lowly, still idly muttering o'er and o'er, she lives detained by spells unholy. Death claims her not, too fair for earth, her spirit lives alien of heaven, nor will it know a second birth when sinful mortals are forgiven. And it fades off and starts up again.
Well, that's creepy.
Did they just say?
What an unprecedented day.
Did they just say Cormac?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Just gonna take it too real quick. Here is the general of this whole operation. Does stuff like this happen to y'all a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
More often than I'd really like, but
every Tuesday.
Actually, any day that ends with
I've been meaning to ask you since we got here. Do you know a dude in the pool?
You mean
no, you don't know a dude specifically in a
dude in a pool? Could you try and elucidate size of pool or shape of man or?
We know who he is.
Yes.
You keep bringing him up. Like pretend.
I don't know who he knows.
Just
say
say
more stuff.
For fuck's sake. If you're gonna do it, say his fucking name for fuck's sake.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed. I don't know this lore bullshit. You know Lou the pool dude?
Actually, he's a god.
Got a pools, I guess.
No, it's way of
like
kidding.
This the Merc King?
No,
not the Merc King. Never mind then. Haha. Yeah. Siri knows. Rachel doesn't.
The Merc King is currently scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah. What does Rachel know about Celtic lore?
Not as much as she should.
Okay. Lug is one of those things from the Celtic cycle that in his first stories is kind of mortal, and by the end of his stories is kind of god. So he's part of that cycle of the Celtic myth history.
Love it.
He's like the Morrigan, that kind of level of
Mm.
thing.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
She's around too.
But yeah, sure. So I hung out with her last week. We had brunch. It was great. You love it.
Really?
No,
No,
that would be
no,
very.
that would be very not breaking the game here. Kraken wise. And you're looking for the loo. Is that what you're telling me? You
I mean,
he used the water to contact Lakota.
no,
Should've had a
that's
fancy
the
vision.
batshit part. No, somebody else saw him. I didn't see him, but apparently,
Me
like,
too.
I gotta talk to him.
Anil saw Lug.
Yeah, I gotta help assemble his spear.
I'm pretty sure Luke is also a trickster god.
Oh, is that Luke or Luke? 'Cause I thought Lakota had used the bathroom this entire time.
In fairness, most of the Celtic gods, minus like Bridget, are trickstery. Most of them.
yeah, Bridget's chill. I know that. Bridget's like just like speak nice in your house and like get ready for, like take good care of your home. It's cool. I'm Bridget.
Also, we don't do the disrespect thing, or I burn your ass, because that's also one of my powers.
Just be chill and we can be chill, okay?
Be cool and come on.
Exactly.
Bridget is the goddess of fuck around and find out.
Yep.
Don't start, none won't be none.
So music like that doesn't normally play here?
No, not at all. Well, how to put this delicately.
Don't just be blunt.
Oh boy. Today I learned that I was the steward of the sword that I thought was soulbound to me. The dreaming started singing, and y'all are here. So I gotta wonder, what does it mean? What do we do with this? If my sword can change hands, what else can change today?
Man, I was super hoping you'd have the answers.
Can I roll one more big beehive moment?
Mhm.
Is there a roll I can make to see if Gray is like, was it Gray's sword all along? To understand how the magic of the sword works, or would that be too far out of my reach?
You can make the roll, but the difficulty's 9.
Okay. Is it the same one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kronos and
Mm-hmm.
would
Chronos, intelligence, and investigation.
would my knowledge of time work here as well?
Yeah, probably. But your difficulty's still 9 because it's not about you.
Yeah. Gonna throw all of it to the wall. Faye?
No.
Just gonna go full on Lakota to the walls.
It works because you have Faye, but
Yeah.
you're going to have to be lucky to get information here.
DC's 9?
Mm-hmm.
That's just 4.
Okay. That's actually more successes than I thought.
Rolled 2 9s and a 10.
It's hard. It's hard to say that Gray, it was always Gray's sword. It's more like the sword has a purpose, and its wielder changes depending on what purpose it's being called for currently.
Okay. That's enough information for me to work off of. Iris is gonna approach Siri and say, Siri, this sword is normally bound to people who have a purpose with it. It seems you've completed yours, and now it's Gray's turn.
I understand that.
And you should be proud.
I am many things.
Many emotions.
Many.
Some of them have names.
Some of them have names. Some of them just have colors.
I can actually help you with that.
It's fine.
Let's go. So does this mean I have to like notify the treasury and the forge that we have to get you a new weapon?
I mean, obviously, yes.
I know a hell of a knocker who has really great reviews on Yelp.
I made that duplicate cup.
Dude, we have
did.
a recommendation.
Thank you so
Oh my
much.
God.
I will definitely take that commission under advisement.
I put to a knee. I don't know where she's at.
No, okay.
I just grab her hand and like point her at me.
Cadence, who is still here, guys. Cadence is like, so can we talk about the fact that my freehold just is absent of glamour and full of glamour eating monsters, or no? And also, can I have hospitality, or do I have to like keep running?
Yeah, I try to bring that up.
You
Yeah,
of
sorry,
course, you of course have hospitality here within my communes. You are free to go about, which is what I want to talk to you about. And I think I might have been a little coy earlier with my stuff changed. What else could change today? Talking about the army that's at the border of the place we are and what we need to do about it. What can change?
So the things you know for certain that Laurel wants that you have not granted, because you have granted hospitality at this point. So it would not even be out of the ordinary that Laurel could not force you to do these things. Laurel wants Lakota. Laurel wants to speak to Iris. The rest of them, she wants the cup, and then she wants to go back to solving the balefire problem. If she does not get these things, she's prepared to take these things.
We don't have the cup.
We don't have the cup.
Can we just pass her a note and just be like, sorry, don't got no cup. But for real this time, we're not trying to bullshit you.
No cup.
This time.
I am at some time in the future going to sit and parlay with our esteemed leader.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I do it more than I like, but I'm used to it now. And if one of you could serve as part of my attaché, you would be safe from any harms inflicted on you. If you have information about what happened to the cup, I am sure that Laurel would take your information, if not the cup.
I'll go.
If you need a second, I'll go with Gray.
Okay. Information for the players who wish to parlay with Laurel. Ciri's power should be enough to match Laurel's in most cases, but if Laurel managed to pop something off without Ciri knowing that she's going to do it, you will be vulnerable to her 5 dots of sovereign to be in proximity to her. Also, things that are true about the Fae monarchs of the various lands, because their power is tied to what the land imagines it to be, itself to be, whether you're in Concordia or in the land of Northern Ice, doesn't really matter. It also gives her control over what the land does around you. So while this is a noble impulse and I support it, I want people to go in with their eyes open if this is what you want to do.
I mean, from my point of view, as limited as it is, as Rachel the player, my options are currently attend this parlay, maybe try and diffuse the situation, or we fight. The rulers.
Ruler.
Ruler.
One
True.
with no
Prince
line.
is
Does anyone tell Siri about Laurel's other problem?
Just mentioned it.
Can you repeat it? Because I don't think we heard.
I don't think we heard it.
I know, I'm a slow eye. I have to whisper. It's my normal talk. When Siri was going on about, the other things, Anne just says, with no line. Excuse me, should I introduce myself?
No. I think you're stepping in what I'm putting down.
I have been in court many a time, and I already know because let's just say her former son's good friend was my emotional support fae. He tended to talk quite a bit. He was in my purse for 3 days. He likes to bring things up, as most Fiona do. No offense, Irish, you're a lovely person. It's the house, not you. And, yeah. The son's not around. I think he turned into a wolf. He was stuck in Perpetuum. How do you run a line when there's no one to leave it to?
Siri, you've met the emotional support fae. He requested permission to seek something in the dreaming. You granted it to him because you had no reason to not. He arrived. He was a Asian man of some description. He was also of House Fiona. He did explain to you that he couldn't explain much to you because he was bound by Laurel not to explain much to anyone about the situation.
So he spoke to you of things that he could not speak to any other.
Well, it's not. Again, forgive me. I was the reader in my Duke's court back in Chicago before I was unfortunately sold to Laurel for treasure. I can read things without having to see them or to hear the explicit words. Reading between the lines, I believe many people say. I read.
It's like a fun game of charades.
Without having to see the charade. I still don't understand why you guys walk like a duck. How does a duck walk?
It kind of waddles. It's cute, I think.
I've never seen a waddle before, but
It gets low to the ground, and then it kind of goes back and forth, side to side.
Sometimes you hear like a pithy little woodwind when they're walking, in your head.
That makes that song about the duck going in and asking about grapes so much more understandable now.
Just ask us. We'll tell you anything.
Okay.
It's true.
But do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
That you know secrets that could be beneficial to our next plans. And our next plans, just to be real clear here, is gonna be treason, yeah?
Did we not understand the part that I got sold to a queen that I didn't swear oaths to? So therefore, in theory, it's already treason.
I just don't like her on principle.
I just want to burn everything to the ground. So I'm
just trying to make sure that everyone is understanding and enthusiastic about the treason part. that we're gonna start planning. I was trying to be coy and cool about it.
No,
See,
be blunt with us. It
Um,
makes it easier.
Only
mean,
treason if you
4/5 of us.
fuck up and lose. If you win, it's just revolution.
I don't know.
Just think
4/5
of it
of
this way.
us.
All of you are, if you guys all die, you'll come back. This is fine.
But
But you won't.
That's
what?
fine.
No, it's not.
I
Wait,
really
wait,
I'm
wait.
tired of pretending that it
Rewind
is.
a little bit.
I've served my purpose.
Enunciacata, what?
Yeah, this is Annunciata's last go around. I should have asked your permission before saying that. I just got really upset. I'm sorry.
I knew this all along. I knew this was my last ride. You guys have the opportunity to do things over again. If I'm
But-
gone, it doesn't matter. What matters is you go on with the purpose.
That's not okay thinking at all.
Cadence,
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
borrow a page from Anil's book. That's bullshit.
Cadence.
You see how
Of
upset you made the
Oh my
princess?
god.
She said a no word.
Your
Annunciata.
life is important, even if this
Yeah.
wasn't your last go around. Your life is important. You have people who care about you and people who just
All my
No.
life, hold on. All my life, I've been thrown away. I went into this understanding and having the purpose of going to do something good. And if I don't make it out, I know that those that care about me will have that second go around, or third or fourth. And what makes it good is you'll remember me. Because where I'm going after this, I'll have nothing left. And that's
So-
the important part, is you'll remember me.
A couple points of absolute fucking horse shit, what you just said. Number one, fuck the future. Just because you think it's your last go around doesn't make it actually your last fucking go around.
Great.
Number fucking. I'm fucking talking. Doesn't make it the case. Number two, the problem is if everyone else's fucking life is precious, well, guess what, sweet cheeks? So is yours. Number three is I don't want to fucking remember you. I want to have you around to do shit with.
That's not how it works.
I don't give a shit.
Speaks up. Hey, can I interject something about my lost freehold here for a minute? Because I see this touching moment, and I don't really want to interrupt the touching moment, but I feel like what happened to my freehold is
It'll happen to me.
is the literal end of any of us.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't care if you revolt, and I don't care what Laurel wants. What I want to know is why the glamour left.
Have you ever seen Neverending Story?
No.
Okay, I'm blind. I've heard the fucking movie.
But have you listened to the audiobook?
I put on the auditory for the blind.
I'm a librarian. Of course I've read the audiobook.
Cadence is like, hi, and she waves at Siri and goes, so I'm, at least a couple hundred years old at this point, and all of this is nice and it's problematic, and I see what kind of decisions you're having to make here, but neither you nor Laurel can fight anyone if the freeholds go dark. So you understand why I am concerned that my friends are all glamour-eating monsters now.
Yes.
That's why we brought Cadence to you, because we thought you had answers.
Siri, this isn't the first time you've heard about this. You have been able to revive certain balefires, but it comes at an incredible personal cost. And even if it's not you, your lieutenants, Liz has been one to revive a balefire before too. But it requires you to spend permanent glamour to start them again.
Yeah.
I can offer my services to attempt to find treasure for the balefire. That's what I did for Queen Mary Elizabeth. but I need people to go with me because I can't leave this country. So the treasures, if they're past the border, you'll have to get them, but I can tell you where they're at. If you want that for Balefires to help with Cadence and all the others.
Cadence shrugs and goes, if the reports we got were true, because this has been reported across Concordia, and they say that Greenland just fell completely. There won't be enough treasures to save us all if we don't know what's causing this, unless we find them in the dreaming. I mean, quests to the dreaming have been successful before, but they come with the threat of madness, which is why we don't go.
Well, then we do it two ways. Have a team find out what's destroying everything, and then we have a team to find treasures that can keep the Balefires going. Two-way force. Isn't that how we can do that? Two birds, one stone.
Cadence goes, it is not my area of expertise. You never really think it's going to happen. You don't really think winter is actually going to come. But I'm just afraid that there isn't enough glamour left to save us.
Got the world. Why not? Split us all out.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Probably a bad time to mention, but I just remembered because I was thinking about what to eat. Being here makes me especially hungry. Unless Cadence is full of shit, whoever went and like wrecked their place, little red lycanthrope, there was the Morrigan.
Siri, new information. The Morrigan is around.
Oh, fuck.
Also, I'm supposed to go in the dreaming, or I guess we're supposed to go to the dreaming on cool quest to get the parts to finish Pool Dude's super stick, and I'm supposed to hit someone with it. Or if he wants it back, then I am like released from my contract. It's some weird magic shit. I'm probably not the one to explain it.
Things I hate: time traveling gods.
Not wrong. Hereditary contract, apparently. And they might be the champion to Lou or someone.
Or the Morrigan.
Either
Or
or.
both, which would be worse.
You're not wrong.
No los dos.
Is she saying anything? Did we overtrip Sari? Do we need to like unplug her and replug her in? Do we have to
Yeah,
call
she's
Apple
trained.
support?
No, we're dealing with some fine nuance and
Okay. Yeah, I can't see. Just want to make sure that you're not like
Yes, we tell you.
sharpening daggers or something like that.
Oh, I would definitely tell you that.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I gotta dodge shit, you know.
We have some priorities to organize and some items that we need to deal with. Do we know if Laurel has any information about the balefires burning out? If so, we need to parlay with her and see what information we can glean. However, there is a direct act of aggression happening on my border. You do understand that, like, the next steps we take could alter the course of everything. So this is kind of serious. No pun intended. So I need ideas. I need as much information as you can give me. We have some time. But I need either all of you to be on board with a plan or all of you need to get out of my way.
Fuck it. I'm damned anyhow. Let's rock and roll with some shit.
So, question the first. Are we overthrowing Laurel?
I'm not opposed to it.
Why not?
I don't fucking care. Sure. Seems like a real bad time.
I am indifferent. I
Well,
think it
you're
doesn't
gonna
matter.
get super
I mean-
murdered if we don't overthrow her.
I said I'm different, just not opposed. I mean, as long as I get to swing at somebody, I don't particularly care who I'm swinging at. But I think whether it's you or Laurel, doesn't really matter if we don't deal with whatever, Mama Moore's got going on.
Iris, your vision goes white. There's nothing in your space, in your head, in your body but fire and fury. And a noise that says, "This fight is meaningless." And it's
Does it hurt?
it hurts in that intense way of like your brain hurts when you get it, like a really intense thought, and it sounds like a voice you've heard before in the dream, and then it's gone, and it's almost weirder that it's gone because it's like sudden relief.
Iris?
Iris, what's wrong?
This felt wrong. It felt wrong. If the flames.
On the side of my face.
On the side. Gosh darn it! That's how you break the Michelle. It felt like everything was on fire inside of me, and everything went white. My vision was gone. Everything. It was like I existed, but I didn't exist, and I was a fireball, and it was a voice in my head that explained that the fight is meaningless. I think whatever this war isn't what's important right now. There was a thing where I was told that if the cup ended up in a certain hand, that it spelt doom, and it happened. So, I think the doom is starting.
I'm sorry.
And I think it's the same people telling me.
Gray is reminded of something that they said previously, which was two dogs fight over a bone with no marrow. They are the same dog.
The war's meaningless. All of this plan of rebellion. There is a cat.
We got attacked by a cat, motherfucker.
Love it.
It's a perfect chaotic element for this moment.
All of it. It's meaningless. I think I understand what needs to be done now.
Real quick, Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use my prop to talk to the spear?
Do you have any primal?
I do not.
I do.
When you have primal, yes, you can.
Okay.
Annunciacata could do it for you.
I think I realize what needs to be done.
And with that, the singing starts up again. Cold is this rock, the wind comes chill, and the mist the gloomy waters cover. But oh, her soul is colder still, to lose her God, to leave her lover. The lake was in profound response, yet one white wave came gently curling, and as it reached the shore arose, dim figures, banners gay unfurling. And as the song fades away, the room fills with crow feathers that disappear almost as quickly as they appear. And we're going to leave it there for tonight. So, hope everybody enjoyed that. Was a little intense. We did some more time bubbling than I thought we were going to. However,
I've been through that a few times.
I'm really excited to do this again. and let everybody introduce themselves, leave their final thoughts, and we will see you next week. So MJ, start us off.
I'm MJ Bradley Lestrange. I host Reignite, Circle of Friendship, the Rob Thomas No Not That One Robcast, which you can all find on certainpov.com. And I play Gray.
Awesome. Rhea.
My name is Raya. I play Anil, and that's about it. You can find me on Twitter where I shitpost a lot at explosive_donut. I also post good selfies.
And Velvet.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I've been Velvet Faye Fair, playing Lakoka She Her. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar, as well as the Stories of a Broken Sun and Flight Risk podcasts.
Awesome. Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle Sealight. This is Dance for Crystal, and yes, that's my real name. I'm a storyteller, role player, and writer. You can see my work in the Battle Lords RPG series. There's a few books coming out soon. I'm really excited for that. You can also see me every Monday on Vorpal Tales playing Cyberpunk Red as Candy, the medtech. In the future, on February 10th, I will be playing Calamity once again on Vancouver by Night's D&D 5e show, Dead Reckoning.
Awesome. Junie.
Hey, I'm Judy Vanish. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I have my own Twitch program, but then I also am the storyteller for the RPG table for Vampire Last Masquerade. Never mind. The Masquerade. I'm sorry. And we also are going to be doing Mutants and Mastermind soon. I will be playing a villain, and we're going to be adding some more onto our content there too.
And last but not least, Rachel, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me on board. I'm glad I didn't fundamentally break your world. That was my goal, to not do that, and I don't think I did. But if you want to see me not break more stuff or break more stuff, you can find me all over the internet at I am Rachel Quirky on Twitter and Instagram. Also, if you saw the background for a second, my partner is feeding my cat, who also has an Instagram at the Champion Cat. If you're interested in a little black kitty who doesn't have any thumbs. Living his dreams. And I also stream on Twitch at I am Rachel Quirky, Rachel_Quirky, and my cat shows up, so that's relevant. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching. Thank you all here in the Zoom for letting me in and being nice to me. It was great.
And I, as always, am your storyteller, Spectre. You can find me anywhere on the interwebs as Spectre Alafet. You can follow the show at Arc of the Dragon on Twitter. You can follow us on YouTube and give us a subscribe. If you want to catch up with Season 1 on Archives of the Dragon, you can join our Discord, which will be in the chat over there somewhere. We do casting calls for one-shots in there, so that'll be great. Our next one coming up is Scion. As stated at the beginning, I'm very excited about bees and that, and I will not apologize for my enthusiasm for bees. Hopefully I'm going to try and move on to doing at least one shot a month. Also, if you're interested in being a storyteller and you want someplace to host your game, I am willing to talk to anybody who's interested in that. So, hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter, hit me up in the Discord, it doesn't really matter. And we will see you all next Friday. Bye, guys.